Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here at the Jera On Air festival. Besides me, Freddy from the band MADBALL. Hi, first of all.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Freddy, you're playing here tonight. So, are you excited?
Yeah, I am very much. Yeah. Look forward to it. Yeah.
Good. And you're the singer of the band.
Yes, I am.
You can say MADBALL is one of the big hardcore bands, punk bands, hardcore bands from the US. How would you describe it to someone who maybe has never heard of you?
I mean, yeah, we've been doing it for a while, you know, we've been at it for quite a bit, and, you know, we come from the lineage of, you know, the legendary Agnostic Front, of course, you know, that's kind of, you know, that's our schooling, you know, that's what we came out of, you know, that Roger being my brother and everything, so, but I guess, you know, we're the next generation, you know, after them, you know, they're the OGs, and we came in after them and sort of added our own spice into the mix of hardcore and kind of took a little bit of the old style with a little bit of our own newer style at the time. And that's where you got MADBALL. I mean, and I guess some people have been influenced by us, I guess you could say. But
probably, yes.
It's a weird thing to say, but I mean,
as you mentioned, you are the brother of Roger from Aussichten Front.
Yeah.
And I had a cool talk to him last year, so I have to ask, is there also some brothers rivalry between you, or are you just friends?
Oh no brother rivalry. Yeah, we were with him yesterday. We played with Dropkick Murphys yesterday. Yeah, it was fun. It was a blast. Yeah. And it's rare that we actually get to play together these days. So it was fun. It was a good time. But yeah, no, we don't have. I mean, yeah, he's my oldest brother, so it's like he's like the big brother of the whole camp, the whole family. So it's just like always like big brother, youngest of the family things, you know, things like that. But rivalry, no.
Okay. So maybe he even was the guy who brought you into the music?
Yeah, like a lot of people, you know, that were introduced to, like, I mean, hardcore is more than just the style of music. To me, it's the culture, everything about it. So a lot of people sort of come in through, like, their older siblings or, like, an older relative or, like, older friends or whatever it is, you know. And, yeah, that's how it was for me. Like, my brother was in the scene in New York in the beginning of the hardcore scene in New York. And, I came in as a little kid, and so I got introduced to the whole thing that way. Him and Vinny Stigma and guys like that, and yeah, I loved it. So you know, the scene embraced me, and I embraced it. And then eventually they gave me a platform, you know, with my nickname. You know, Vinny called me MADBALL, and then MADBALL became a band.
Oh, cool.
And then here we are.
So this is the band's name story.
Yeah, there's a story to it for sure. It started out as a nickname for me, and then blossomed into what you see today, which came a long way.
And you're now around for how long? I didn't look that up. I think 25 years.
Technically, we've been around a long time. The name, like, MADBALL. They've been calling me MADBALL, and we first released something in 1989. That's when we first released something. But keep in mind, I was 12 years old. so yeah, it really wasn't super active touring-wise or playing-wise until I would say early 90s. Realistically, like, that's when we got, like, we kind of became our own band, you know. We started to, like, you know, we did some tours with AF, and then we started to play a lot in New York a lot. And that's when we made our bones. Like, that's when we started to become a real band. We were still young. I was still very young even then.
Yeah. 90s then, when you started with 12, then you've been a teenager when you started?
Yeah, I would say teens. I would say my teens. We started becoming like a real band.
And we can't tell the whole story of the band because I think it's too many things to experience.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe 2 or 3.
There's 30 plus years of stories to tell there, so it definitely can't get the whole thing in.
But maybe 2 or 3 turning points that have been really important to you in the band.
Turning points. I mean, you know, just from, you know, coming to Europe for the first time with Agnostic Front, of course, because they introduced us to the crowd here. And I mean, and even they were just, that was only like their second or third time here as well. And they brought us along. And at that time, we only had 2 releases. We had the first, All of Destruction, the '89 one. And then we had a release called Dropping Many Suckers, which was another EP. And that was '92. And like I said, by then, that's when we started playing. So I was, what, 16 or something. And yeah, I toured with AF, and I kind of, we sort of planted our seed here way back then. And then later when our first LP came out, Set It Off in '94, and that's when we really started coming here a lot and gaining momentum. And we were on Roadrunner Records, and you know, we just kept doing our thing, man. You know, and you know, even though like we were so close with like the Agnostic Front camp, it's still very much like kind of like a different animal from the same womb. It's from the same womb, but we're a different animal, you know. And so I think people appreciate and respect that we kind of came with our own style. Because we could have been like a copycat Agnostic Front band, but we didn't do that. We just, because I have a different personality and I'm a different person than my brother, so it's like we kind of came with our own identity and style. Stage show.
Maybe even another generation, as you mentioned this.
Well, yeah, because we were that next wave. You know, there was a time in the '90s when, like, actually Agnostic Front was taking a break from hardcore, from music altogether. They took like a bit of a hiatus, and that's when we were starting to play. And the scene was very weird at that time. You know, it wasn't like super vibrant at that time, but we were. You know, we were going to go for it anyway, and we just started playing and doing our thing, and sort of this new wave of kids our age, you know, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you know, like that generation started to come to shows, you know, us and H2O and Crown of Thorns and like VOD, and like a bunch of bands started playing in New York, and we sort of created the '90s wave of hardcore in New York, you know, and then that came here as well, you know, that spread to Europe.
And maybe even different influences, like grunge was coming up in the '90s and other styles.
Yeah, so we didn't do the grunge thing.
No, but your audience maybe was
I love and respect it now. Like now I totally like, you know, Nirvana was great, man. Like that first record was amazing, but like when we were doing this and like grunge was like the poser shit at that time, you know what I mean? Because we were like street kids, we were the gritty kids, you know. Hardcore has always been very underground, you know. Yeah, it's closely related to punk. It's got some metal elements, but we were like, it's like the street, you know, underground street scene, you know, and like, you know, we were very much entrenched in that life. So like the poppier stuff, or like the, you know, at least when we were young, we were just like, that's, but we appreciate, I mean, we love all music. I mean, we grew up listening to hip hop, I mean, like everything. But yeah, we weren't, our influences came mostly from like our area, Killing Time and Agnostic Front, and then like bands like Negative Approach from out Detroit way, and yeah, all that. Like, you know, if I name influences, I would name like bands like that. You know, obviously Agnostic Front, of course. They influence everybody. They influence all of the East Coast hardcore.
Yeah, sure. This is like Bad Religion influenced punk and
Exactly.
Perfect, and
Exactly.
Agnostic Front are the hardcore
What
bands.
Minor Threat was to DC, or Bad Brains were to DC, is what AF is to New York, and then, you know, they've got the West Coast versions of, you know, Bad Religion or, you know, Black Flag or whatever it is. So it's like, yeah, you got that generation, you know, that first wave, and then we came in, you know, second, third kind of wave, you know, of hardcore, and yeah, I mean, I think the '90s stuff really stuck around, though. You know, I feel like that period really influenced a really the next wave of bands that came after us even, you know, like maybe some of the bands that are still playing now, right now, that are playing now.
This festival, for example, younger bands, for sure.
And the Hatebreeds and the Terrors of the world, like that came like just after us, so it was like, you know. But everybody does things their own way and adds their own special thing to it, and those are the bands that always stand out. The ones that do their own version of this thing that we do.
I think this is important. So you don't have, as you mentioned, copycats of copycats of copycats. Every generation has new influences, new
and there's
ideas.
always going to be that, you know, and you can't help that. And everyone's always going to be influenced by something or someone. But we took our influences and sort of made them, I guess, original, unique, and you know. And then you can hear, obviously, always hear some influences in there, but like, still try to make it our own, you know. And then, like I said, the whole street element, you know, we were just wild kids running around, so that sort of influenced our music as well, you know. So, and here we are.
And do you even know some European bands, hardcore bands?
Oh yeah, Born From Pain. Born From Pain is like. Singer for Born From Pain has been my tour manager for 14 years.
Oh, cool.
And so, you know, them and Backfire and Rikers and like, all those kind of bands from that time period. Yeah, we know them all. You know, Kickback from France. Mind War, Belgium guys that we just brought out on the Rebellion tour, and they just played with us the other day. Great band. Nasty, you know, I mean, everyone's got a different style. Some are more metallic, some are more whatever it is, but they're all rooted in this. They're all rooted in our scenes.
So coming to festivals like this is like coming to a family meeting, maybe?
It really is. Yeah, it really is. We're lucky that we've been able to do it, you know. We started getting into festivals early on, and thankfully they've always invited us back. So, it's good because it gives people exposure. You know, we typically play to smaller crowds, so this is an opportunity for people that don't normally see hardcore, at least the way we do it. They can see it at a festival because it's such a mixed bag of bands.
Yeah, it's cool, like having Ice-T sitting over there and having hardcore bands or Eskimo Cowboy.
Ice-T's a good, that's the big homie, man. Ice-T's a good man. Ice-T was on our last album, actually. We have a song called Evil Ways, and we have some mutual friends and whatnot, and we played together, and so I asked Ice to jump on the song, and he was actually really, really cool about it. Jumped on it immediately, and like, he has a lot of respect for the New York hardcore scene and just like hardcore and just like heavy music in general. So it is cool to play with guys like, because not everyone gets it, but when people get it, it's cool. He gets it. Like, he knows what bands are what, who's been putting in the work, who's been grinding, who's real. You know, he knows those things. So that's.
But you won't
shout out to Ice-T.
You won't come on stage on your show tonight.
No, we haven't been doing that song, so I wouldn't put him on the spot like that. But it was cool to have him on there, and I've been following him since I was a kid. So.
The On The Cause album. This one
For the Cause.
For the
Cause. Yeah.
This is what I meant. I have to look up titles because I'm totally bad in titles. But it's from 2018.
It's getting to be a little while now.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Something coming?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What can you tell me about this so far?
Well, we're in the writing stage right now, and basically have like at least a handful of songs ready to go, and then just building up to like, we don't want to put out like too big of a record, just like 10 of the best songs we've done. You know what I mean? That we can do, and that's the goal. You know, so once we feel like we're there, then but definitely 2025 new album for sure. Without a doubt, we're due, man. It's like 2018 is like we're overdue.
So we have to talk about that then again.
For sure.
When it's ready.
Yeah.
For tonight, will you play some new songs?
No. Well, we technically can because we have some to play, but we're still waiting. We're gonna get a little closer to when this gonna be coming out and stuff like that. And then maybe we'll start doing a new one live.
Okay. And then maybe you can tell me what's coming the next month, shows or stuff.
Right now, this man, like we got a lot of festivals in Europe. We got this tour, and then we come back in August again for another round of like same thing, like festivals and then club shows in between. You know, some of our own club shows, and yeah, I mean it's the summer. You know, it's like this is what we do. You know, it's like summer season, so you know, and then we got some stuff when we get back home, obviously. So yeah, just keeping at it.
Keep on going and keep playing.
Yeah, man. Keep hitting them hard.
And finally, do you have some message, some greetings to the people outside?
Be on the lookout for the new album. Be on the lookout. We're yeah, like I said, we're writing 2025. It's gonna drop for sure. We're very excited. You know, we had the pandemic and all that nonsense that took place, and so it took a lot of years away from people, you know, playing wise, all kinds of things. You know, it kind of was like a period that just got lost in like you know, in like a portal. You know, so trying to make up for lost time now, and that's it. Putting out some new stuff, hitting the stage.
And we'll wait for it.
Yeah, man.
Look forward.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for the nice talk.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
MADBALL, great band. You should know them. And I say bye, cheers.
Respect.